And just a little video of the inmendham garden. Yeah, me and the neighbor do. Anyway, finally got it in the ground. See what happens. We get something. Just, won't be as big as something as it should be because we're a bit late. But anyway, everything's been a bit slow this year. But yeah, yeah, it's not that terrible. It's just not as functional as it should be. Anyway, welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happenings in the YouTube atheist community and debates fun. Anyway, all right, last night, it really was. It's one of those productive kind of nights, which was good. I mean, it just was on from the very beginning, and it just never stopped. And well, a little bit of movie talk at the end, and I did fade out about 6 something. It was daylight here, thoroughly. So I did my job. Anyway, so yeah, just being Luddite Returns, had a, I think, productive conversation. We got through a lot of this crap that is the nature, what we're really disagreeing about, and it's really about degrees, not substance. I mean, degree is a substance, but it's not. We don't disagree as much as it would appear from the video conversation. Anyway, so it was. Sorry, I'm just tired. It was a productive conversation, and sub DNA was pretty good. I mean, I think it was a little bit oiled, lubricated, whatever, mentally, and so it ended badly. I mean, I had to kick him because he was going places I just don't have the patience to go. Conversations about the 9 million bullshit scenario. What if we're in the Matrix? What if chocolate sauce is really banana cream pie? And what if who cares? It's just not worth bullshitting about. Let's argue about what we commonly understand to be the projection of reality our brain interprets. And you want to do this fantasy pretending your brain doesn't work crap. Do it on your own time. But don't do it on my time because it's a waste of my time. Anyway, so apologies to him. But yeah, there's only so much I can stand. Really, I have to put up with so much bullshit in terms of inane arguments when you're just contriving them for no good reason, which it appeared to be. Yeah, that's just too much, especially after an intelligent conversation. It sucks to have a really dumb conversation. So anyway, but I feel bad about kicking him out, but he was in there for a good 4 or 5 hours, so he got his he got his say in. Anyway, so yeah, that was the kind of the dominant 2 players. Wayward guy was there, and made his. He sort of. I don't know whether he was. I mean, he didn't do it deliberately, but maybe he was a catalyst for getting Luddite into the room. So that was good. And Wayne, rational axis guy, Kiwi boy guy. He hung in there. So yeah, just thank you to all the people that do play along. And I didn't do a lot of reading of the comment chat, but yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, it was just really a busy night. And yeah, I think I did a good job. I mean, my brain I was really tired, but it worked. It did its job. I think I did justice to the subjects and was pretty creative in my responses and all that kind of bullshit. So, I mean, it's probably an MP3 worth listening to just because it's a really long video. Yeah, 5-hour video. But there's not a whole lot of dead spots. So anyway, started with Abba. Abba was wearing a wig, and that did distract me. Almost ruined the whole night. I almost got too distracted, but I got over it. Weird thing is, no chicks. There was Vani Girl early, and then yeah, just no chicks all night, which is just kind of, it's not a statement. It's not a a real experiment. It's not nothing to draw conclusions from, but it does seem like the heavier the conversation, yeah, women just ain't interested. Philosophy, yeah, they want to talk about feelings, I think, or something like that. Often, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Maybe it's just they were all. Maybe there was a better TV show on, or maybe there was some other room that was more interesting for girls and such. But it just was kind of a, it's kind of just like I said, as something you just observe. Last week was kind of a mushy, nothing conversational week, and there was women's all over the place. And this week was pretty rapid fire, argumentation back and forth, and no women to be found. Also, the room was kind of full, though. Maybe that was just it. The women couldn't dock because the dock was full. So maybe I should just shut the fuck up. Yeah, maybe my, maybe my conclusion is just nonsense. There just wasn't room for the women. Anyway, so so I guess that's it for that, right? Other news, skeptical heretic videos. Yeah, maybe I'll try to post this on the Inmendham channel. It's been a while since I posted a video there. Just to let you know, yeah, I'm still making lots of videos on the Ephesus channel. And so I did make a response to the skeptical heretics video response to some other guy, about this whole, how catastrophic is, to mental function is the God delusion. I would argue that it's really catastrophic. It breaks brain function. You might as well, drink lead paint or bash your head in with a brick. You might as well do physical damage to your brain, because the God delusion will do functional damage. It's a fundamental error in describing reality, and it will make you behave like an asshole. That's what religion will do to you. So that's pretty much, in my opinion, the description of a mental disorder, is when you've disordered your mentality with really, really, really horrifically bad information. And you could argue that the only way your brain could continue to accept what you know to be, because every rational piece of evidence in the universe points to it. Just the word faith is alone. As soon as you say, I have faith, you're basically just saying, I have the smelliest asshole in the universe. You're just admitting, you're outing yourself. You're basically just admitting you're a lunatic. Because the definition of faith is crazy. That's the definition of faith. Okay, it's unreasonable belief. And that's basically, if your brain is believing unreasonably without evidence, that means it's broken. But I don't want to make that whole argument again. So anyway, I think it's a valid argument, though. I think Skeptical Heretic's video was bullshit. And then he did make a response to me, but bullshit also. How you doing? Nice little dog. Yeah, so I said, so I responded in kind, but I didn't even respond in kind. I could have been a lot more just, let's throw a bunch of insulting witticisms at each other. I certainly didn't do that. And I'd like to have the argument about these people who claim I'm a preacher of dogma. Well, list my dogma. Is it that hard? I can list the dogma of religious bastards, and I can argue it. Well, list my dogma and argue it. Just don't make the claim and walk away. It's just such a cop-out. I just don't think you have any credible... I don't think it's a credible accusation in even conceding your own silly arguments. Where you're the one claiming that there's still unknowns to be resolved, significant unknowns. So I think you'd have to at least concede that the theories I'm proposing are within the realm of reasonable, that they could be proven to be true with time, and that you don't have any real good counter-argument, except you don't like the theories. They just don't feel good to you. But you don't really have a rational argument. And so that's really not something, you can't call something you can't rationally defeat dogma. That just doesn't make any sense. So you really should come up with a different word for my theorizing. Like, the truth you don't want to hear. Yeah, just admit what it is. The truth you don't want to hear. You just don't want to know it as a truth. Yeah, you don't even want it to exist as a theory. And so that's why you're going to call it dogma. It's because you want it to go away. And, cop out. And bullshit. So we'll see. A skeptical heretic is a sort of a unknown quantity in terms of his real willingness to have some sort of rational conversation. So we'll see if he comes back with anything, or if he, pussies out. Makes his little attack video and then runs away, throws his mud, and wets his pants in excitement, and then runs home. And, wanks or whatever. So whatever. We'll see. I just like the idea that I had somebody to argue with, because it really has been a little bit dry. And to Kantavad is a little bit convoluted and, frankly, so eccentric in some of his theorizing, that you almost argue I really shouldn't waste my time with some guy saying he has flying shoes. Because some of what he's arguing, I don't think does have any real, whatever the right word would be, qualia representors in any majority or substance of human beings' experience. But anyway, that's a whole nother, blah blah. I think people like his conclusions, his affirmative statements, more than they like his argumentation, to tell you the truth. That would be my theory, that most people kind of glaze over regarding his defense. But as long as he's making the statement that nihilism in Nietzsche is good, as long as you, take it with a shot of whiskey or whatever. Whatever the point is he's for the war, and the people want somebody to say they're for the war. It's just that his reasons, I don't think, resonate with that many people, so there's no real point in me arguing the reasons. I might as well just argue the conclusions, which are, I think everything's okay. Yeah, so what's your problem? That's pretty easy to argue with. He doesn't have any real rational basis. It's just his subjective opinion that it's a good enough bargain. And, that's just nothing. That doesn't mean anything to me reasonably. So anyway, he's just not a qualified, take his opinion because he's got some sort of godlike knowledge. Well, no, I'm sorry. Anyway, what else? Amazing Atheist doing another question video. Oh, fuck. How many times can you go to the lame well? Yes, I can't think of anything to say. It's not like I, am a creative person that can do this creative thing. No, I need you people to do it for me. Yeah, pretty much. I'm not saying that he doesn't give creative answers. He does. I'm not saying he's not good at it. I'm just saying it is goddamn so fucking lazy. In so many ways, just what the fuck, distractions. Aren't there more important things for human brains to be figuring out, than the answers to the how many ice cream cones have you eaten in a day? Really, do I need to know? I don't think I need to know. What else has to be done with bananas? Besides bananas, what's your favorite power tool? I don't know. It's just, there's nowhere to go here. So anyway, it's just kind of disappointing. He just doesn't have an agenda or a subject or a theme. It's just the TJ show. Well, whoop-de fucking goddamn do. But people go for that shit, it's obvious. It's a cult of personality bullshit here. That is YouTube. You really do see it. People become fans, and they almost physically wear caps, with their team colors, and I mean, it really is. My guy can do no wrong. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. He's got the rape stick in his hand, and yeah, she's bloody and dead on the street, but I think he accidentally tripped over something and accidentally raped the woman with the stick. They almost kind of crap with their guy could do no wrong. And even when you got him all the way convicted, he's all the way guilty. They'll just say, "Well, he was drunk. He didn't know what he was doing." I mean, they're just so desperate to, the sheeple will just crowd around, the fucktarded, whatever, king, queen, ant, and just defend it to the death. It's, it's kind of just dismal and pitiful. So anyway, I think it's enough for now. I'll do a more specific add-on later about videos and such, or some other whatever I got to say about something, and I'll throw that on, and we'll call it a job, mediocrely done. That's the best I can do, sorry. I'm just doing the best I can. I know it's not very good, but this is all I got. I'm burning, whatever. Yeah, I'm burning like newspaper and shit. I'm running on whatever, I can, any scrap I can find to keep me marching forward. Anyway, till next time. Alright, the add-on video. Yay! No. Alright, whatever. It's whatever. I don't have much. I figured I'd just go quickly through some of my videos here for the week. And so, yeah, last week's What the Fuck was on the F-List channel, of course. And so then F-List analogies. I thought that was a good video, actually, asking for other analogies. And I don't think there's any comments on that video still. I don't know. It was like really low comments on videos. Okay, only 202 views. The broadcast day begins. No, that's pretty pitiful. And the comments, no comments. But it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty hard to make a video with 202 views with no comments. So I guess I can say at least I accomplished that. But it's just kind of funny that nobody came up with any analogies. So, I mean, that's, the F-List cult is looking pretty lame lately. So anyway, why I'm not an atheist, that was a response to, I don't know who the hell that was a response to, but it doesn't matter. Great Text and Anaconavod, yeah, this was all just, the William Lane Craig, I did a response video to one of his speeches from a few years ago. Draft Science, that was sort of an interesting video, no much of a comment there either. Eternal Thinking, yeah, it's Anaconavod stuff, no doubt. More Anaconavod, he is selling a philosophy of, a kind of negation of serious thinking by your psychology. Don't let reality get to you, kind of argument almost. And I just, I think reality should get to you. I mean, there's no way you're going to do. Again, the argument is simple. People who have acquiesced or found resolution with the difficulties of the paradoxes and nastiness of the fundamental nature of life, the injustice, the unfairness, aren't going to do anything. They aren't going to go to war. If you're comfortable and satisfied, you're just not going to be willing to fight. And so I just think it's a way of destroying any possibility of a better future, is to find some way to be satisfied or accepting of the present. This seems sort of logical. So anyway, the MP3 for last night is here, so it's viewable and downloadable. It's probably one of the better debate nights of the year, kind of thing. It was a pretty good conversation. Just went right along, just kept moving anyway. Not that there's the most insightful arguments, but there were good arguments, and it was, you know, generally speaking, went pretty well. If every night went like that, I'd be pretty satisfied with my Saturday nights, I guess I could say. So anyway, other people, my Misery Me, Jay's been a little, you know, not quite as many videos. It seems a little more down, but you know, I feel that pain. And other than him, gee, there really isn't much. Just people's old videos. Jay is uploading the debates that he records. So I don't know if he recorded last night, but if he did, that would be probably a pretty good video. Yeah, and just thin pickings. It's just all old stuff. So the F list have been pretty quiet, unfortunately. The adversaries haven't done much either, though, to tell you the truth. Great text rambling on feminist issues. Conference report, every video is metaphorical, bibble babble, crazy and queer. I don't know. It's pointless and silly. It's, you know, sort of. Piro is doing the trial stuff, the Zimmerman thing. I mean, okay, it's good. I guess somebody's paying attention, but you know, these show trials are such a farce, and you know, they're just so badly premised, and there's just so much bigotry associated with them. They're just ugly as hell. They just make everybody look like such an asshole. I mean, on both sides. It's nobody to cheer for or root for. Just yuck. It is curious though, with six person trials. I don't know, criminal trial with 6 people. I don't know if I like that too much. But yeah, we gotta get rid of these civilian juries. It's not good enough. You gotta have real professional, accountable jurors. You know, because just putting liars on juries is just such a bad idea. Ask people a silly question, let them give you a silly answer, and put them on a jury. That just, you know, it's just not nearly good enough. Existential system limitations. Yeah, so these are the Anaconda videos. Blah 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 blah. Warble's on a lot. Has done a few videos, but I sure couldn't care less. You know. So whatever. And then the only thing interesting, Coughlin just posted a video. You know, pissing on this Jack Ketch guy who, I guess, he compared Jim Jones. We use Jim Jones as an example of religion. He's, you know, defending the argument that religion is a mental disorder, and Coughlin doesn't like that. And you know, I like Coughlin, but we just fundamentally disagree on this. I'm not for, you know, blaming Islam for 9/11 or our colonialism and are stealing their oil and the war, but I'm also not for saying anything good about religious nuts. Being religious is a stupid thing to do, and in my opinion, it's going to make you dysfunctional, catastrophically dysfunctional. You're going to vote stupid and you're going to behave stupid because you think stupid things. I think we'd have a civilized right to die. We'd have a lot more of a civilized society if people just grew the fuck out of this compulsion, you know, to believe nonsense. And believing in nonsense, believing in something that doesn't make sense, and with a big pile of evidence demonstrating that it is just that, nonsense, and you still believe it, that's sort of the definition of being crazy. I mean, Einstein kind of a statement, you know. I mean, it's sort of crazy to, you know, add watermelons and frog pie and expect to make chocolate pudding. It just ain't gonna work. Anyway, but Coughlin's had a rough couple of years, so I mean, hell, if I certainly don't want to have a fucking fight with him, especially over this stupid issue. But I thought, I'm going to defend the idea that religion is a brain fuck. You're fucking your brain. You're crapping your brain. You're literally crapping in your brain when you put God in there. It's crap, and you've crapped your brain. So I'm going to defend that premise. And I'm going to defend the idea, too, that it seems like compulsive behavior, that people believe it in spite of all the evidence. So it's like somehow their brain is controlled by it. It's just totally broken. All logic is sort of destroyed once they, fondle God's balls. yeah, it diseases their brain. Anyway. So anyway, it's probably enough. TJ hasn't published his answers yet, but whatever. It's the internet. This is the way the show works. This is how the network is. So you got to put up with all the crap and the good and the bad and all that shit, and just wish it was better, but it isn't. Barklord's old video. He hasn't made a new video yet. Yeah, I like that one though. That was pretty good. It's kind of stuck in my head. He plays the bass to a Johnny Cash song. But I sent him some cameras, so I was expecting videos. But it's probably good because he'll make a video saying shit I won't like anyway. So it's probably best. He doesn't make videos. Anyway. So that's all there is, I think. So till next week, we'll see what happens. And like I said, this whole thing I did, this is what it does to, it's screwing. I'm just playing with it because I can change backgrounds on each kind of domain. So if I will go to my website, it totally changes the background. It's kind of interesting. I can just put any background image, just the static background, and do all kinds of other bullshit. So it is sort of interesting. Right, and there you go. Whoops. I mean, that's not what it's eventually going to do, is the comment thing, and reorder the comments. Like I said, this little comment thing is the sort of the interesting feature. So these are the most recent comments. Amazing Atheist sort of dominates, of course. And such, there's somebody commenting on Skeptical Heretics video. None can help you stop hating yourself. Maybe not with this guy, but in general it is possible. Helped with me. I don't even know what that means. So whatever. It's just kind of a silly argument to make that I have a self-hating problem. I don't really think you can make that argument. I like me a lot. At least in comparison to the other humans, I would certainly like to have superpowers and a lot of other shit, but, I'm not dissatisfied with my relative human position. So anyway, till the next time, and such. Thanks. If you deserve to be thanked, let's put it that way. Which reminds me, Bonnie girl, gotta send me a PM with your, so I can send you the, well, whatever. I should send the PM. I'm preposterously busy. That's not much of an excuse, but I'll go with it. It just seems like every day I got so much to do, and I just don't do any of the stuff I'm supposed to do. I instead do stupid stuff like this. But anyway, and I'm just really tired. Being really tired is kind of like being a little bit drunk. So, you can't take too many points off. Well, you can do it whatever you want. Yeah, that's right, it's a free country. Go ahead, take points off. See if I care. Fuck you. Anyway. Sorry for the mumbling. But yeah. Yeah, tired. Till next time.